This is Fred Beck from Fred Beck Fighting, proudly sponsored by Empire Fight Store. It is nearly 2 o'clock in the morning over here in the UK. I'm joined by Faze Sensei over Zoom. It's good to see you again, mate.
You as well. Sorry for the late interview, but I was running around all day. Just got home from the dojo. So
You're exclusive. You're hard to pin down. You're a celebrity. I think it's our first matchup since the fight. How's your life been?
Oh, yes. Say it again.
How's your life been since then, since the fight?
Very good. I moved into a new apartment. The dojo has been going great. It's nice for things to slow down a bit and get back to some normalcy. And for me, I play American football. We actually won our championship, and we have a chance to compete in a tournament and actually go to nationals. So this is pretty cool. I did that as soon as I arrived back. So yeah, man, things are awesome right now.
Oh yeah, that's good. I should have brought that up earlier. Actually, I saw on your Instagram story all those kind of American football videos are popping up. Yeah, that did look pretty cool. But one thing I do want to ask, if you want to start here, I spoke to Wade yesterday in the interview about what's actually out today at 6 p.m. UK time. And he was saying you're the captain of the Happy Punch team. And he was like, you know what that means? I don't know if Faze Sensei knows what that means. What does it mean? Can you tell me?
No, I don't. We didn't really discuss it. I think Akeem just wanted to establish a captain, I think, and they all voted me. And I don't know exactly the details. There's not much deliverables, but I think, with the YouTube scene, there's a lot of guys that come on to Happy Punch or just come into the scene that are new to boxing and need some direction or maybe some information or just want someone to get feedback from. And also I'm a kind of a middle person in the scene. I'm not really too biased unless it's one of my best friends, like Temper, one of my brothers. I try to play the middle. So just in terms of any assistance that I can, make, I'm there for those guys.
So how's that been going then, being a Happy Punch team captain? How have you found that so far?
Yeah, it's all right. There's nothing yet. I think it's going to be more so if people have questions or people need something. There's some guys that I think that are in the Northeast that I'm trying to connect with, that just joined the team. That I'm trying to just help direct if they have any questions when it comes to fighting or even just the YouTube scene. I would like to do, but it's just everything's in our chat. Our chat is great. We have a team chat, and it's just all of us are in there. So it's a cool little network of influencers.
It's a WhatsApp group basically then.
It's just all the Happy Punch people. They're just either talking about topics or congratulating people for getting fights or rumors about potential fights and who should fight who or what we think about certain things. So yeah, it's a cool little locker room conversation.
Any arguments in there at all?
No arguments. I don't think as of recently. No arguments.
Not yet. Not until you get two fighters signed High Punch in the same weight class, then I guess.
Yeah, then it gets tricky.
But do you think they'll do that? But must do that. They'll run into that issue fairly soon as they keep signing fighters.
Yeah, because the pool of influencer boxing isn't huge, right? And so it's going to happen at some point, I would assume, right? And it's probably going to be good for the scene anyways. We love a good story, so
yeah, no, that'd be weird. But a bit awkward, I guess, in the group chat at that time, but should be stuff. But you're not coming to Sheffield next week, that's correct?
No, I wasn't able to lock that down to make that. It's also my fiance's birthday, so I'm gonna have to go to the next one.
So were you going to Deji Merva or the one at the fight out in Texas?
I was just talking to some people. I think I'm going to try to make it to the one in Dubai. I've been to Dubai before, but I was just talking to someone today. It's kind of like a once in a lifetime, with Floyd fighting. I've never seen him fight, so this is just like a once in a lifetime opportunity, just to be able to be there. But the Texas one, I haven't got any details yet, but I would like to be at that one. We're talking Misfits is going to be stateside. I would like to be at the stateside stuff if I can be.
Certainly. That's a really good point. I'll be able to see Floyd Mayweather fight. That's actually pretty cool. That's crazy. Yeah. I've never actually thought about that part of it. I've always thought, oh yeah, Floyd Mayweather Deji, but then because you think about it as media member myself, you feel about all the hype, the build up, press conferences. I believe the press conference for the Floyd Mayweather Deji fight is the 5th of November. Cool. I might bleep that actually. I'm not sure I should say that, but
okay.
that's coming up very soon. yeah, so you got the media build up, the press conferences, the media workout, the weigh-ins. You kind of picture all that. Then you realize you actually get to watch the fight as well, which would be pretty cool to see. But we'll talk about that then. Roy Mayweather and Deji. How much of an achievement is it for Deji to get the fight?
It's huge. You mean you get to share the ring with a legend, like a real legend of one of the most popular sports in human history. So when you get a chance to do that in any sport, if you get to share the field, the court, the ring, whatever, that's just legendary. And it's not it's an exhibition, but it's going to be competition. So the fact that you get the opportunity to do that is just incredible, let alone talking about the X's and O's or how you're trying to win. Just securing that is crazy.
Every YouTuber under the sun is going to be there. It's going to be kind of like a Simon charity match times 10, apart from it's not a match, it's a fight. Yeah, everyone I've asked, you going? They're like, oh yeah, I'm going. I mean, you're silly. Well, if you got the opportunity to go, hell yeah, why not head over to Dubai and see what once a lifetime experience? But
yeah,
just moving on, we got the card. Let's talk about the card happening next week. We'll start with Slim and Ryan Taylor. I think the most hype fight of them. Do you think people are underestimating Ryan?
I think so a little bit. He had that draw that happened with Anthony Taylor. It just shows that Ryan is tough. He's tough to put away. He's a strong dude. And it seems as though he's been taking boxing more seriously, right? He's been training this, when he was talking about being in the camp with Deji and, training with Daly a little bit, I think at least 1 or 2 days where came in for sparring. So, I don't know. It's interesting because Ryan is not the guy that, you can just put away. And obviously we had like the headbutt thing that we always go back to. But if he can put it together, he has the intangibles, he has the tenacity, right? The spitefulness, he has all that stuff that you want in a fighter. And if he can put that into some, into boxing skill and into a game plan, he becomes a dangerous guy. So, and it's early in these guys' fight careers, so that means they're making big leaps. Look at Deji. We just saw, a couple months difference. People can make giant leaps because they're, we see them competing and then we don't see a lot of footage of them. So we don't know how good they are in the gym and in comparison to what they're performing, like how they're performing, right? So all it takes is one good night, and they feel great and they perform really well. So it should be interesting. I think it's going to be a good fight. I think it's going to be a tough one. I expect a knockout from somebody.
Who do you think wins that? Do you think Slim's a heavy favorite?
Yeah, I think, if you're looking at it, he's the favorite. He has multiple wins. They're all finishes, right? His confidence is there. He clearly understands the game well enough. He's a dangerous guy, even on 2 weeks' notice, right? So he was preparing for Ryan Taylor before, so a little bit more preparation. So you have to lean that way, but Ryan's definitely dangerous for sure.
Certainly, I think that's pretty much the hype for that fight, the build up during fight week. We'll pretty much look forward. I forgot the word how to say it here. I'm really tired. It's really late. It's really nice fight to watch. And the most anticipated fight. There we go. Anticipated fight on the cards. But we'll talk a bit about you now. I take it you've had 0 fight offers since your fight with King Kenny. Have you had any offers?
Well, I'm always getting offers.
Are they annoying to turn down though? They're a bit frustrating. Oh, maybe I should take that one.
Yeah, no, it's not so much like it's more about people wondering if I'm willing to fight because there will be offers. They want if I should put my name in the pool of because once if I say yes, then it's like we start scrambling to look for. I don't really find it annoying because to be honest, it's the last couple of years it's how it's been. Turning down fights or looking at different potential fights and listening to different opportunities. It's been that way for the last few years. Ever since KSI Logan won, it's been that way. So I'm used to it. But no, I'm chilling now.
Why did you decide to retire though? What was the main reason behind that?
Well, the thing is, I decided to retire a few years ago. So I came out of retirement for this fight. The question was whether I was going to go back to or not, right? And I was pretty clear on doing that. So the only reason I came out of retirement, because again, if you want to ask me why I left in the first place, my first fight was in 2010. 2011. And I'm not a professional fighter. I'm not an active fighter. So it's not like I'm looking to win a championship or move up in the ranks or whatever, right? I did the fights for YouTube content and for my own personal experience. So I've already checked all the boxes off when it came to fighting in my personal life, the personal experience and the YouTube content side I enjoyed. And as you can tell in the YouTube scene, this takes a lot of time and energy and effort. It's not something you can just sign up for. People know that I'm skilled, so they think I can just sign up for it and just fight. That's not how it works, right? You have to stop a lot of things. And unlike other YouTubers, I'm not just a YouTuber, right? YouTube is actually, and social media is my secondary thing. Sometimes even third on my list of what I spend my time doing. So martial arts school is number one. I spend 80% of my day at the dojo, working with the students, teaching, building a business, all those things. So I have to take the time out to do that. And a few years ago, I've been dedicating myself to the dojo and then doing YouTube content, commentating, things like that, and reaction videos. And to do a fight, I was like, it's got to be the perfect opportunity, and I could do one more. So the Kenny one was pretty much okay. Mams dragged me off the couch pretty much, so that's where I'm back now. I'm back on the couch in the fight scene, so to speak. But will another opportunity pull me out? I don't know, so
that's interesting you say I don't know. There's still a little chance we'll see you back in there.
Yeah, I think there's always a chance because like the YouTube scene, it just, if the opportunity is right and then my life in the situation is right and I have the ability to take the time to do it and it all makes sense, then I won't say no. It's not like I can't fight. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I've been hurt. I haven't taken any damage or anything. I haven't been hurt. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you know what I mean? So it's not like I have any real reason for as an athlete or as a competitor to retire. It's just personally with what I'm doing, where my life goes. It's one of those things where there's a lot of things that I'm working on that I want to do personally. And I'm like this doing that thing. And then if I have to train to box, that stuff has to take a halt, has to stop. Right? You hear KSI talk about it. He had to stop fighting to do music, right? He didn't do both. Right. So it's kind of the same thing. Now he's putting music on the side, and he is fighting. So he's trying to balance that. So it's similar with me.
Yeah, I can imagine. You obviously got other businesses, the coaching. It's quite hard to balance all those different things. Because in boxing, you're just got to put 100% into that. You can't have little niggles on the side where you got to be like, oh, blimey, better go deal with that now. You got to.
And the guys that I'm fighting or being asked to fight are guys who are putting 24 hours into the gym. That's all they're doing. They're like YouTubers, and they're just going to stop and they're just going to be in the gym for a while. So it's not something where I can just kind of hop in there,
Yeah, that's very true. It's full time for them. It's not like a boxer where you go work a job as well and train. You got to train full time for that. But a few more points before I do let you go. Your podcast, Wade. When you guys in person, I know it does look very good having a DSLR camera there. It's not on film or Zoom, but will we ever see a few more in person coming up?
Oh, definitely. I mean, the Sheffield one, I'm not able to make it out there. But we're, when it comes to events, trying to get there at the same time. Unfortunately, where do you live?
Well, right now I'm in Manchester for university.
Okay. So we're the same distance, me and you, and then me and Wade are the same distance apart because it's to LA and where I am in Massachusetts. The flight is the same amount of time. If anything, it's actually sometimes a little bit longer. Depending which way you're going.
But how far is the flight then? How long? How many hours?
6 hours.
Blimey, yeah.
To LA, right? So that's one of the challenges, obviously. So it's similar to the UK. So it's just a matter of the events. But we want to do, as we build it, we're going to continue to move, do more in person because we love them. So it's great.
Will there ever be a time when the podcast gets so big you have to find a studio? You might be a little bit close together.
That's the end game for sure.
Already.
Yeah, man. That's the end game. If it becomes, or when it becomes that popping, that's what we're going to be doing.
Yeah, certainly. Have a nice little studio, kind of like Joe Rogan. That wouldn't be too bad. But merchandise, you're going to do merch, you reckon? Your channel or?
Yes, that's something else I'm working on. I just my fiance Alana, actually, just in the last 2 weeks, we've now working together full time. So she just quit her job and we're working together full time now, which is awesome. So I have someone to help with a lot of things, and she has a lot of ideas and projects she wants to work on, and one of them is merch. So I'm excited to dive into that for sure.
Hell yeah, I like merch. But will that be out before Christmas though? Because Christmas is really the best time to release it.
I know that was a good idea. You know, if we can try to secure some sort of release by Xmas, that would be dope. That would be good.
Do you think that's likely?
Yeah, honestly. I have enough connects. I've done some merch before. Releasing Faze Clan has helped me. It's just for me, it's just a few phone calls and then deciding what I want to do in terms of the release, in terms of like a a soft release or something. The Oos merch I want to bring back. Everyone loved that, and it was so simple and it was so clean. So I want to do something like that again to start off. And then I have some ideas too. I'd like to rock my own stuff if possible. That's the best thing to do. So I'm always wearing my dojo stuff, like in all my videos, just because literally I'm still in my karate pants. Like, bro, like I just got back from the dojo. Like I was just teaching and training. So
that's interesting about Faze Cleanliness there, because like, there's two more points I want to talk about. We'll start with Faze Temper. He's planning to box again. Is that correct?
Yes, definitely. He's doing this full time, man. So he's just,
Is he back in the gym now?
Yeah, he's been back in the gym. He's just right back to it. It's just back to the drawing board. What to learn, how to improve. He has a good mindset. These guys are new to boxing. All of these guys, they're new to fighting, so they can't think like, oh, if I lose or something bad happens, it's the end. Look at what Deji just did. That was after not winning at all, not tasting victory at all. So he has the right attitude. He has a great coach, great team around him. He's around really good boxers. So, and he'll be back at it. And I expect a great comeback on the next one.
Certainly. But do you think we'll see him on the January card at all? Faze Temper, or do you lean a bit more time?
I don't know. I could see January for sure. It just depends on physically where he's at. I'm pretty, he's good physically, but I just don't know. I just don't know. That would be between him and his and Wally and his team, and then he'll let me know what's going on, and I just do my part in helping any way I can.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I guess that's his decision. That's his decision to make. And just one last point, KSI. There was rumors that he was going to fight Tyron Woodley. There's rumors he's going to fight Dylan Dennis. And a new one came out. A man named Joe Fournier. That's how you say his name. I meant to be interviewing him very soon, so I should.
Oh, nice.
How to pronounce his name. Do you think that's a likely fight, Joe Fournier?
Yeah, for sure. It's got to be somebody. We're looking for dangerous opponents now. They present some sort of danger. So, now we're looking for danger more than just name, right? With KS, like these fights he had, obviously it was supposed to be Wasabi, and then it was obviously Pineda, which was supposed to present some sort of danger and didn't, right? And then Swarms wasn't supposed to present any danger. It was just a fill-in and just a name. And now the names that we're hearing are people who present some sort of danger, and that's what we want to see. Is he ready for Jake? That's the question that everyone wants to know.
Isn't that a Joe Fournier fight quite risky? He's 8-0. I think 8-0-1. I think he might have had one draw, but it's arguable that Joe Fournier is actually a better boxer than Jake Paul. So is that too much of a risk for JJ to take, or do you think it's worth the risk?
Yeah, I mean, if the consensus is that Fournier is better than Jake, and that's what the consensus of the casual fan is and of the community, then if you lose, then it depends how he performs. If he performs well, there's losing and not performing well. I think when we say lose, what do you mean? Do you mean flatlined and around, or do you mean loses a split decision, right? So to me, it comes down to performance. So if he performs well, it's great. If he doesn't perform well, regardless, it's not good, right? So you can have a good performance and lose. So obviously you want to win, but in terms of if the end game is Jake, it could still be beneficial if they go, whoa, KSI, he didn't win, but look how well he performed against someone like this. He's still ready for Jake. We can still tell if he's ready, if that's the right step to take.
And KSI and Jake Paul was aimed for 2023. I'm not sure when, maybe summertime, maybe Christmas time. When that fight eventually happens, I guess it's very, very hard to predict now, but I'll put it on you right now.
Yeah.
Who wins?
Oh, it's tough. Those guys, they have a very similar fight like approach. They find ways to win, you know, and they go out of their skill set. They go out of the traditional boxing set to find a way to win. And that's why it's very hard to predict that one. It's I don't see one person folding. So it's hard for me to see. Obviously, you have like someone can get caught, and get knocked out. But I think that can go either way. That can go either way. To me, obviously, if they're fighting today, that's, I'd say Jake. But the thing is, you give JJ time. That dude with a camp and with a mission, to me, I don't. It's going to be hard to go against him. He's just one of those dudes that's hard to. It's going to be hard to, not just root against, but to pick against JJ if he's been training for a long time. Like, look at the weight he just lost. People didn't think he was going to make the weight for Alex Wasabi. We didn't think he'd get that low. And he was like, yeah, watch this. From out of shape in January to like shredded and like 170 in a short period of time. So I'd still go JJ.
I think an interesting point in this is, right, so when KSI fought Logan, that was 3-minute rounds and there's 6. Sorry, yeah. Well, no. When the KSI fought Logan, that was 6 rounds in 3 minutes. When KSI fights Jake, can that be 12 rounds? 12 3-minute rounds.
That's going to be hard to sanction at 12. You might get 8 or 10. 8 to 10, but I don't. It's difficult to get that sanctioned, that length, because you're getting into real dangerous territory health-wise. That's the reason. Like even Vidal, I think Vidal just did 8. He hasn't even got to 10s. Like I think he's going to be going to 10s. Like the next step. I'm not totally sure of how the boxing rule set works, but it's very difficult to get that sanction. It's not like, hey, let me just do 10 rounds. They're like, because when you get into the later rounds, you've obviously the punch count goes higher, the amount of damage they anticipate you to take goes higher. You're talking 400 to 500 punches in 12 rounds. You might get hit with.
Yeah, but that's true. I did know that. I was thinking maybe, you never know, Mammoth's going to sort something out. But then that fight happens. Maybe it might be in the UK, it might not be. So if it's not in the UK, there's more of a chance of it going to the 12 rounds. If it is in the UK, I'd say it's going to bring him an 8-round fight, maybe 10. But I would predict right now that would be an 8-round fight, knowing the. Well, I was going to say British Board of Boxing. It's not the British Board of Boxing. It's a different commission. But I would bring me an 8-round fight.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll ask Mams though. I mean, that's a good question for Mams when I see him.
Yeah, that is a good question.
But you got anything else coming up for yourself in the next few weeks, though?
Oh, no, just my fiance's birthday. Got to make sure I get that right. You know what I mean?
You can't mess that one up.
No. I'm just excited. I'm excited about the whole YouTube scene. We got Misfits. We got Creator Clash 2.
When is Creator Clash 2? Is that April?
I don't know yet. I don't know. We got more Misfits cards in between. We're so used to like just one fight every couple of months and it's just a big name. But, I'm excited about this whole new Misfits is, really trying to, we're talking other promotions maybe, are obviously going to try to get into the mix. So it's, I'm excited about the next, 90 days to, 6 months.
It is an exciting time for crossover boxing. 15. I'm so tired.
I was gonna say he's about to pass out. He's fading.
That's why I'm slurring my words.
I'm gonna give him a 10 count. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, blimey! All right, I better head off to bed because luckily Saturday tomorrow, so I haven't got university. I probably should do some homework tomorrow, but yeah, I'll put this out sometime next week, maybe probably on Tuesday. So it should be good. But I don't know when I'll see you next. Hopefully it'll be Dubai. If not, it'll be Texas. But I'm looking forward to it. Thanks for your time.
You too, man. Get some rest. Get some sleep, brother.